Today we will talk about left factoring. Let a grammar G equal to VTPS, and if this grammar is used for top-down parsing, then we should left factor that grammar. So that is one of the primary condition for doing top-down parser for this grammar. Then let us study what is a left factoring and how we will do left factoring and how we can understand left factoring with respect to a grammar. Let if G is not a left factored grammar, and we will transform this grammar into its equivalent G dash, and which should be left factored. Let in general how we can define left factoring with respect to a grammar. See, let us see one production of the form A gives alpha beta 1 or alpha beta 2, where alpha is a string and which is not equal to empty string. And you can see that both the A production begin with the right side of the production, head of the production is begin with alpha, both the production, but beta 1 and beta 2 both are different, and beta 1 and beta 2 are strings formed by using terminals as well as non-terminals. Alpha is also a string formed by using terminals as well as non-terminals, but alpha is common to both the production, but beta 1 and beta 2 are different. If such type of production is present in G, then we can say that G is not left factored. The problem in left factor is the problem if the grammar has not left factored, and if you are constructing top-down parsing, and how the top-down parser will proceed is like, see, let us see, we have a terminal, sorry, we have a non-terminal A, and we are expanding A by using the production which is available in G. That means we are constructing parse tree were rooted with A. Let us see, I can use either alpha beta 1 to expand A, or I can use alpha beta 2. See, for example, your string is, input string is, see, like that, and your input pointer is, this is your input string, and your input pointer is pointing to alpha. So far it is processed these many symbols, and now the pointer is pointing to alpha, and the remaining symbols need to process. Assume that this is the input W. Then by seeing alpha we can expand, and currently we are in the node A, and we can expand A by seeing alpha. Either you can use A gives alpha beta 1, or you can use A gives alpha beta 2 to expand A. The problem here is, by seeing alpha alone we can't decide which production to use for expanding A, whether to use A alpha beta 1 or A gives alpha beta 2. That is the problem. So in order to decide the apt production from the grammar G, we need to read the subsequent string after alpha. By seeing alpha alone we can't decide which production to use for expanding A. This is the problem of the grammar which is not left factored. So you will get two parse tree just like alpha beta 1, or it is of the form A gives alpha beta 2. So we can decide whether this parse tree is correct or this parse tree is correct based on the string which is available in the input after alpha. Then how to remove this type of problem and how to left factor the grammar G? Very simple. See, if this is the production, A gives alpha beta 1 and A gives alpha beta 2. So we can convert that production into its equivalent production of the form A gives alpha A dash and A dash gives beta 1 or beta 2, where A dash is a new non-terminal. So by seeing this production, we can easily decide that which A production to use for replacing A by seeing alpha alone. We can, because here we have only one A production, A gives alpha A dash, and A dash is a new non-terminal which will expand by either using beta 1 and beta 2. So your parse tree may look like A gives alpha A dash, and A dash you can decide based on the subsequent string. If it is B1 you can use, sorry, if it is beta 1 you can use beta 1, or if it is beta 2 then your parse tree become A dash beta 2. So in general the rule is very simple. A gives alpha A1, sorry, A gives alpha beta 1, alpha beta 2, etc, 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 alpha beta n, or gamma 1 or gamma 2 or etc, etc, gamma m are all A productions, where you can see that few A production its body begin with alpha 1, 2 and etc, etc. Yes, this is the last one. That means there are n A production where all this A production body of the production is begin with a common string alpha, and there are few more A production, that means M A production, where which is not begin with alpha. This is something different, gamma 1, gamma 2, etc, gamma n. Then its equivalent productions and which is left factored is as A gives alpha A dash and gamma 1, gamma 2, etc, etc, gamma m, and A dash gives beta 1, beta 2, beta 3, etc, etc, or beta n. This is the general rule. So you can apply this rule to left factor a given grammar G, and which is suitable for constructing top-down parser. And let us see one example where how we can do left factoring, where this is a grammar where we have a few productions, all are A productions, where A gives A B capital B, A gives A capital B, A gives C D E capital B, and A gives C D G, and A gives C D F and capital B, where here capital A and capital B are two non-terminals. Remaining symbols like small letter A, B, C, D, E, F, G, etc. are terminal symbols. A, B, C, D, E and F are terminal symbols. And how can you do left factoring here? So first we can see that two production which begin with the body of the production is begin with the A. So first we will left factor these two production, like A gives A dash, then A dash gives B capital B or B. So these two productions we left factored. The next one is A gives C D E B, C D G, C D F and capital B. These are the productions where we have CD is common. Then its equivalent left factored productions are A gives CD A double dash, then A double dash gives EB G F capital B. So total of this is one set, this is another set. So your total final left factored grammar G is A gives A dash, A dash gives B capital B, B, and again A gives C D A double dash is gives E B G F capital V, where A double dash A double dash and capital B are non-terminals. A, small letter B, small letter C, small letter D, small letter E and small letter F all are terminal symbols. This is the final left factored grammar. Okay, then see another example. This very famous grammar where we can see this type of grammar in our programming language. This is the grammar corresponding to if else statement. So very simple, statement gives if expression then statement else statement, or statement gives if expression then statement. So we can see that up starting from if expression then statement and if expression and then statement, this is a common string present in both the production. Then how we can left factor it? First of all, I will represent the same grammar in another way. For example, I will take only the first small letter, like S gives I E T S E S. So it's nothing, just for understanding purpose, where S indicates statement, I indicate if, E is expression, T is then, S is statement, E is else and S is statement, just for understanding purpose. Or and then this is equal to I E then statement. So then you can see that up to this is common. So this grammar we can left factor. S gives I E T S S dash, S dash gives E S or absolute. This is the equivalent grammar which is free from now it is left factored. So this is the left factored grammar. So today we will wind up here, and few more example I will give you. So thank you for seeing the video.